Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new episode of Sit with a Leader. Today's guest is the Vice President of Global Design Solutions in Los Angeles. Hi, John. How's it going?
Great, Inez. How are you doing?
Thank you. Thank you, John, for joining me today. Well, happy to have you. I'm doing well. Thank you. Thanks for asking. So, I have a question for you, and I wanted to start with this one. I saw on your LinkedIn profile a quote that sounded very interesting to me, and I wanted to know why did you choose this one. So the quote reads like that: "The measure of intelligence is the ability to change." Why did you pick this one?
Good question. Well, the reason that I picked that quote was specifically because whenever we move forward as business leaders, we shouldn't become so narrow-minded, and we should be able to take in the new information from the different angles that are being presented to us, and then weigh those values.
Oh, I love that. Adoption. I love that. Yes. And with the fast-paced environment and everything going digital nowadays, this skill is really, really important. So yeah, can you tell us more about what does your company do?
Sure, no problem. So Global Design Solutions originally started out as a 3D laser scanning company that did site-to-office virtual world reality capture is actually what it's called. And so in the beginning...
Laser scanning, okay.
Yes. So in the beginning, we started out by digitizing facilities, different small projects and refineries. But then we got introduced to different facets, including items such as the Metaverse, as well as reverse modeling projects. So Global Design Solutions basically provide services that allow for our clients to take tangible items and then digitize them. And we provide them the data in a format that our clients require to visualize and analyze with their systems.
And okay, yeah, you said something that really, triggered my curiosity. So you talked about the metaverse. How does what you do can benefit any company that plans to, have a presence in the metaverse in the future?
No problem. So there's two different aspects of the way that the metaverse works. You can either require or utilize a hardware-based item to visualize and analyze the existing environment, or you can laser scan the existing environment and overlay that existing map behind the hardware. So at this particular, as well as digitizing objects to go into the metaverse. So we're getting the different inquiries and different clients kind of asking us how we can assist with that, and those are the directions that we're looking at. Yes.
Interesting. We thought this is going to come in a few years or so. So you already have, inquiries about that, about 3D scanning facilities that are going to be in the metaverse later on. Did I get this right?
In a sense, so we could digitize the amount of data coming through on this, that to be visualized through the metaverse at this particular moment is not at the speed. Gaming engines are assisting with this visualization, but what the different service providers and platform providers are doing right now is they're doing what's called meshing. So they're meshing different types of facilities and different items that makes it easier to render through gaming engines. But another way that you could do that is you could also, to kind of speed up this rendering process, you can 3D model it. So that's where we assist. We can 3D model the existing infrastructure, existing facilities, and then we provide that to our client to use as they wish.
Interesting. Yeah. Can you tell us more about the digital twin concept? What does that mean exactly? I read this, all over the literature about what you do. So what is a digital twin?
Sure, no problem. So it really just kind of depends on who you're talking to. There's some people, depending if they're working on sensors or if they're working on algorithms, code, everybody has their own version of what the digital twin is. But I believe it was Michael Greaves had actually stated that the digital twin is where you take the physical and you put it into the digital. So that is what we do. We are here to assist with digitizing facilities, infrastructures, assets, whether you're a building owner or a port. But that's just the first level. So then where these other people start to look at it is they start to look at it, okay, well, what else can I do with that? Well, you have to start with a foundation.
Well, that was my next question. This is awesome.
so you have to start with you start with a foundation. So you start with a foundation, which is the digitizing the existing environment. And then at that point, it's how far you want to go with it. We recommend personally, as the asset owner, is to take control of the laser scan data and take care of it in-house. So you would like either hire GDS or any other company to digitize in and then be the digitizing company to assist our partnership to assist you. And then you would hold on to that data, and how you use it or let other stakeholders visualize and use that data will give you the control to hold the data and what you want to be seen and how it's used. So going deeper into that. So to answer your question, there's multiple levels of the digital twin. There's about 6 different levels, and I believe there's over 200 different angles that you can apply, or layers that you can apply into the digital twin.
Wow. Don't go too technical for me, John. No?
No problem.
But I'm not that good with technical stuff. You're the expert here.
No problem. So you start with the digitization of the physical to the digital. And then from there, you can start running your understandings of your layouts, what your next plan is with your digital twin. You can then take that and you can start tying in existing drawings, maintenance records, SAP, Maximo, depending on how far you want to get in the visualization aspect. So imagine it as like Sims or a video game. You can fly through the world and then start touching items, and then a window will pop up, and then depending on how deep you have adopted your layers, you can say, well, I want maintenance. I want to see, maybe you can have a sensor inside of there that talks about temperature or speeds. And so you just keep on adding it. So the next layer would be, so you have the digitization, and then you have the adding in your hyperlinks and your SAP Maximo style databases. And then you can start adding in sensors and then just keep on growing. It just depends on how.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically the sky is the limit. This is what you're telling me. This technology is there. The more layers are going to add to it, then the further you can go, basically. Did I get this right?
Yes, absolutely. And so we have been partnering with different companies, and we will assist with applying these different layers.
Yeah. So, without going to the details or asking you to, name any clients or anything, but basically what industries can or are already, using this technology or can benefit from this technology in the future.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that. What was the question?
So yeah, what fields, what industries can benefit from this technology? Like, what type of companies?
Wow, it could be anywhere from the AEC, architectural engineering, construction.
Sure. Yeah.
You could go the EPC route, the asset owner route.
What's the EPC route again?
Energy procurement construction route.
Okay.
So there's construction monitoring. You also in the AEC area, which will also be your buildings and asset owners. They are digitizing all of their assets. Different clients are digitizing buildings, like whole buildings.
Okay. Is that done, for instance, for educational goals, security purposes? So people might, that are watching us might wonder, why would a company invest that amount of money? We're not talking metaverse or anything, but other uses that are potential uses for the digital twin.
Sure, no problem. So when it comes to the digitizing like assets, for instance, and let's say buildings, it has to do with bulk purchasing across multiple assets, understanding how much square feet you have in occupancy and not in occupancy, and then planning ahead with the market on the top-down visualization of what you own. So it's top-down visualization across your infrastructure, and then running your analysis on your models.
I'm just thinking out loud here. can we use this digital twin for educational purposes, for training purposes, or simulations or things like that? Is that something that type of project is used for, or is it just me thinking?
Absolutely, yes. So
Okay.
in the beginning, you can actually start to run your simulations in your training, and so that would be like layer 2, or that would be the adoption phase 2. But then you could actually start training your models for scenarios, and then you can add AI into it to start to provide the best scenario for risk analysis or even movement within the digital twin, whether it's people movement, cargo movement for different seaports, things of that nature.
Wonderful. Yeah. So I think you already answered my next question which is, what do you think is the future for this technology? That's absolutely amazing. Do you think that this is going to go mainstream one day? Like this is going to be also something that smaller, or mid-sized businesses are going to use in the future, maybe, or this is going to stay more, at the enterprise, bigger, larger businesses kind of level?
I personally feel that's a good question. So just looking at
thank you. I always ask good questions,
So here at GDS, we get approached by different platforms, different service providers that are providing different unique new solutions that are utilizing these gaming engines. And so what I'm seeing is that different asset owners are wanting to use the digital twin for different things. And I feel, and we feel, that the digital twin is becoming part of the mainstream, a new layer of infrastructure, a new corporate identity. It's your digital asset. And so that is the next layer. So it's your ability to understand, be able to fly through and access every facet of your infrastructure. So yes, it is with the speed of hardware capture and the gaming engine rendering and remote desktop computing, especially with COVID and how it really pushed for work from home. We've seen a higher demand in digitizing.
Interesting. Yeah. So my next question for you is, this is more like career wise, okay, more than industry, about the industry and the technology. So you're now the vice president of this company, and probably many of the people who are watching us are wondering, how is your day-to-day life like? What are the typical challenges that you faced, in your career to get where you are today?
Well, some of the challenges that I'm facing are coming up with unique solutions and an understanding of programming, an understanding of what you can do with the data, and then making sure that the solutions that are there right now are actually capable to do so. So it's I guess you could say just having a general understanding of all the technologies that are out there and just staying up to date. And then if it's fathomable at this point, and many things that we didn't think were fathomable now are possible now.
And yeah, absolutely wonderful. So did I get this right if I say that one of the challenges are keeping up with the technology and with the fast pace of the technology evolving, and keeping your digital education, kind of up to date at more or less every time possible? Did I get this right?
Yes, absolutely. So things are changing with 3 to 6 months. Something you thought wasn't possible 6 months ago is at least in its infancy stage now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. So one last question to you, John. I promise I'll let you go this time. So if you had one advice to share with, business owners and business leaders, generally speaking, who are watching us now, what would it be? Something that you probably learned, from your career, and what would it be if there's one advice?
I'd say that after your studies and reviewing and keeping up with technologies, the things that you come across, and whether it's a sensor or a way of capturing data, or whether it's something small or big, look at it in its application across a broad range, and the speed that can be applied.
Like having a 360 degrees type of vision. So look at the way you can probably utilize, or your business can utilize this technology maybe tomorrow, because like you said, it's in its infancy stage right now. So look broader.
Look broader.
Look
Absolutely.
broader.
If something can change a lot, but it's only being focused in one area, kind of visualize how that can be applied across the whole spectrum.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful. All right. Well, thank you very, very much, John. Thank you for your time. This was John Wood, Vice President of Global Design Solutions. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it. It was great talking to you. So for everyone who's watching us, thank you for watching. If you want to see other episodes and listen from other leaders, just like John, their experience, and, learn from their experience, make sure you subscribe to the channel. See you soon. Again, John, it was really, really great having you. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.